Hey folks, Gary here. Hey, I'd love to share a story with you guys today. In a sermon that I gave about 3 weeks ago, I told a story about my shoulder, and someone in our congregation said to me, we need to hear more stories like that about how God has met people, how God has taken care of people. You know what? I agree with that. So I'd like to share this story with you today, and I'd also like to hear your stories too, about how God has met you, how God's done something that only God could do. Those kind of great stories that testify about how God has taken care of you. So for this story, this happened, like I shared this about 3 weeks ago, but this happened back, I think it was in February of this year, 2021. And what happened was this. I was outside, I was taking recycling out to one of our buildings. And as I was doing that, I slipped on a stair. Why? Because it was about minus 30 degrees Celsius outside, and there was some ice there. It's one of those things where you plant your foot, but your foot doesn't plant. And it went out from underneath me, and I fell down. But fortunately, the stairs on our deck broke my fall. Yeah, so I fell down, and I went, oh, this isn't good. And there was pain in my arm like crazy. I went, oh no, what's happened here? And I couldn't move my forearm. I couldn't move this. My forearm, I could do this with my fingers, but I couldn't move it. It wouldn't move. And I went, shoot, I've broken my arm. I've broken my humerus. And seriously, lying there on the ground, I broke my funny bone. What a horrible thing to happen to a pastor. I broke my funny bone. What am I going to do without my humerus? But actually, it really hurt, so I wasn't laughing too much. And I went, this is actually pretty serious. So I couldn't move my arm, so I kind of rolled over and I got up and I went back in the house. And I said to my wife, now here's the thing about the way we live. My wife and I, we love each other. We've been together now for a long time, well over 3 decades. And we have 2 children. And so one's an adult. She's just in her early 20s. And then we have our son who's a teenager. And here's the thing, though, in our house. Things wind down about 8 o'clock or so. Things wind down a little bit. This is about 8:30. And so I don't want to disturb anybody, which is really stupid. But I get in, I say, honey. She goes, yeah. I said, I think you got to take me to the hospital. She goes, why? I said, because I broke my funny bone. Yeah, she didn't laugh either. I thought it was funny. She did. I said, I think I broke my arm. And she says, oh, okay. So she gets the car started up because it's cold outside, and she calls her sister, and so we're making arrangements. Saying, okay, son, you got to go out there, open the gate so your aunt can come in. Like when she drives in, she can drive into the property. So we do all that kind of stuff, and I'm sitting there in a chair in a whole lot of pain while this is going on, and I'm trying to take off my jacket.